Alright, what's going on, guys? This is going to be the start of a new series called PVM Academy, where I teach you guys some of the tips and tricks and good habits to build so that you guys can start getting a lot better at some of the bosses I show you how to do. Because I know the guides are really helpful for a lot of people, but it feels like some of you guys don't have the fundamentals to like make proper use of the guides. So the first thing we're going to talk about today is resource management. And more importantly, we're going to talk about how to stretch your resources as thin as they can go. So something that I know that a lot of people do is when they're learning bosses, they don't really know how much damage a boss is capable of. So they just kind of eat to full whenever they take damage that would drop them meaningfully below full. So like for me, a combo eat is 1750. Like if I was learning a boss, something that I know a lot of people do is they'll just, if I would drop below 8k, I just eat. So that is bad for a variety of reasons. One, at bosses like Zuk, where kind of the whole point is an endurance run, you can stretch your resource, like you can use so many resources during the caves that you don't have to, that you might actually run out before you get to Zuk, right? And that would just be terrible. The other thing, and probably most importantly for a lot of newer players, is that it's significantly cheaper to not eat food than it is to eat food. So we're gonna show two examples. The first one, I'm going to kill Rasial twice. The first one, I have an idea in mind of what type of damage Rasial does. So I'm going to show you what happens when you know how much damage he does. And then I'm going to do a second kill where I'm just not going to be wary of how much damage he does. I'm also... In both instances, I'm not going to deal with any of his mechanics properly. I'm just going to stand still and cast abilities, and then I'll show you kind of the difference of having good damage foresight versus having bad damage foresight. So we're going to turn all of our stuff on. So this is the first kill. This is going to be me knowing what Rasial does. And I'm just going to tank all of his mechanics. Make sure my autocast ultimate's on. It is.
You've come a long way, but clearly not far enough.
So here, I know he can't kill me, so I'm not eating through anything, because I don't have to eat. This next hit is going to hit me for like 2500, but I know that's not enough to kill me, so I'm not going to eat. This is going to hit me for like 3.5k. Again, I know it's not going to kill me, so I'm not going to eat. So here, I know this might kill me, so I put on Protect Necro. And then I'm just going to run back and forth here because you kind of have to do that. Okay, so I tanked pretty much every mechanic, and we didn't eat a single time. And my Vengeful Ghost even died pretty early on in P4, where you're taking the most of your damage. So, in terms of how much money I spent for that one kill, let me see how much overloads actually are, because I don't actually know how much an overload salve is worth. Overload salve. So an overload salve is effectively 255k for one dose. And then how much is an enhanced replenishment potion? Enhanced replenishment potion is... Oh, okay. Actually, the calculator's here. So enhanced replenishment potion is 6k per dose. So we spent 6k there. We spent 5 runes, 2 of these, 2 of these, 1 of these. So we spent like 17k. And then 1 dose of salve usually lasts me like 3 kills, and each dose is like 38k. So another 12k. So each kill is gonna cost me about 23k, which is all in 3 ectoplasm, I guess. So it's gonna cost me about 31k. So that's not bad. And if you include the wear and tear from divine charges, closer to 40k. But okay, cool. So now we have a baseline. That's how much 1 kill of Rasial costs if you're not eating food. Because, you know, I'm just really comfortable with this boss, so I know I don't have to eat. So now, we're gonna do the not comfortable with this boss version, where whenever my health drops below a certain amount, I'm just gonna eat. So if it ever drops below 8k, I'm gonna eat. And then I'm also gonna like kind of lower my DPS a little bit, just so I'm like in the fight a little bit longer.
You've come a long way, but clearly not far enough.
So I just ate there, I'm gonna eat here.
Rise, my minions. Suffer at my hand. Join us in death. This is true power.
So we're just still we're still eating.
Join us in death.
I have never heard him say that before. That's not cute.
Games.
Okay, so that's probably pretty similar to what some of your guys' kills are looking like, where you're not really sure how much damage he's really doing, so you'd rather be safe than sorry and just eat. So here's how much that kill cost us. We spent 2.5 brews basically, and then 5 blubbers. So let's see. Let me get another blubber. Does this have a price on it? No. So this kill cost us about 200k extra than a normal kill would. So that means normally I get like 30 kills an hour. So if my kills normally cost 30k, I usually spend around 900k an hour killing Rasial. This one kill, I just spent an extra 170k, so I'm spending 200k total for each kill. This adds up a lot. And now, this isn't to say, oh, so you should learn Rasial better, smile. Like, what I'm saying is, there were a lot of points there where I ate and just didn't have to. And like the first kill kind of shows you that like if you're aware of how much damage one hit can deal to you, then anything above that much health means that you can't die. So because I wasn't sure how much damage I was going to be taking, I'm going to be spending, you know, 170k per kill more than I normally would. So instead of spending 900k an hour to kill Rasial, closer to like 1.22 mil, or like 1.11 mil if we include the Hellhound, it's actually going to be closer to like 6 mil an hour, which is a lot of money. Like, by just being comfortable at the boss and kind of knowing where your limits are, you end up effectively making an extra 5 mil an hour. So this is why preserving your resources until the last moment is really good, and if you don't really have a lot of spending money, really necessary. So this is just one thing that you guys can work on, and the best way to practice it is to go into a boss like Rasial and just take notes on how much damage each hit actually does. So if he does, you know, oh, when he says you'll die at my hand or whatever he says, look at how much damage it does. I think for me, because I have Hellhound and I'm using Aegis, it hits like a 2700. That means as long as I have more than like 3,000 health, I don't have to eat. You know, and the same thing with the Ghost Wall. I think the Ghost Wall hit me for like 35,500. So if I wanted to tank it, because for whatever reason, I don't recommend tanking it if you don't have to. But sometimes, very rarely, you do have to. If you have to tank it, you can look at your health and it's like, okay, I have like 7,000 health, this is going to do 3,500. While he's summoning Ghost Walls, he can sometimes auto-attack me for, you know, 2,000 or so. So, okay, I know that as long as I'm above, like, 6,500, Rasial can't really combo me out. So, you know, now, if you get hit by both and dropped, you know, 3k or something, then obviously you want to eat. But those are two really clear examples of, okay, if you're not comfortable and don't know how much damage a boss is doing, then you just ate for no reason. Whereas if you are comfortable, even though your health might be dropping, as long as it's not dropping into a territory where you're risking dying, then it's fine if your health is dropping, you know? The biggest takeaway is that you want to have a pretty good idea of like when the boss can actually kill you. And hopefully this video kind of shows you that having proper knowledge of that is just in your best interest, you know, because if we consider how dry a lot of people can go on, you know, any boss, not just Rasial, there are people who will go 400 KC without getting a drop, you know. So let's say that's you went 400 KC without getting a drop. If you're slamming food every single kill when you might not have to, you're spending, you know, 6 mil an hour. 400 KC is what, 13 and a half hours? You're spending 78 mil to get your first drop. And then imagine you get your first drop and it's gloves, which insta-sell for 56 mil. Like, that feels really bad. So hopefully this kind of shows you that, you know, having less than full health is fine. Because I know a lot of you guys panic, which is totally normal by the way. There's nothing wrong with that. But I know a lot of you guys panic whenever you take a big hit. But yeah, hopefully this kind of shows you how it's okay to be a little bit more conservative with your food, because your health bar is a resource in that eating food costs you money, and in that way, like, just sustaining as best as you can with Vengeful Ghost and Soul Split is quite literally earning you money back, right? Like, by relying on your Ghost and using Soul Split, you are literally making, you know, 180k a kill if you're not using any food, right? So sometimes you're gonna have to, you know, eat a bite of food because you just mess up or miss position. But here, I tanked all of the Ghost Walls. I tanked his Finger of Death. And then I think I was just killing him fast enough that he didn't use his Volley of Souls. But, yeah. hopefully this guide helps you guys out. If it did, give me a like, give me a sub if you want to support the channel. And yeah, take it easy.